Alright, today I'm working on a project that's been a long time coming on the farm. I'm going to take this ground behind me, which is absolutely worthless deer habitat, and I'm going to turn it into good deer habitat. Now it might look like good thick cover, but the fact of the matter is it's total garbage right now when it comes to deer habitat. And I'm going to show you why that is, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to transform this piece into some phenomenal deer habitat. Alright, so you look at this, you might think, oh boy, that's some nice thick cover. Well, the fact of the matter is it's not because of that. You see all that buckthorn. And the only reason I haven't got to this yet is because it's on the boundary of our property, and with the buckthorn I've been focused on cleaning it up in the interior. And then now that the interior is relatively clean on the farm, I'm starting to clean up the boundaries. And this is one of those boundaries that's probably, I don't know, a 1 to 2 acre patch of buckthorn that needs to go. And there's going to be some awesome plants coming back once I can get this buckthorn cleaned up. I mean, right above me actually, I got a beautiful bur oak right there that's going to rain down acorns. So it's going to reseed this entire area with acorns. Now obviously I'm gonna have to do some cleanup, not only killing the seed trees of the buckthorn, but look underneath here. That is a mat of young buckthorn that's coming back. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm actually just gonna get the seed trees cut, and then I'll come back probably next year in July once these trees that I cut and treat break down, and I'll do my foliar application on this young stuff and kill it back. But there are great natives in here that will be coming back. I saw some plum, not right here. I got the oak. I got some fireberry hawthorn right there. See the berries. And I'm sure lots of other good stuff that I'll show off once I get this buckthorn cut. But today, it's all about getting these seed trees down. It's gonna feel good to do this because this has been a long time coming. Look at that nasty crap. Oof. Alright, so here's the follow-up after I got done getting the seed trees cut. So it's actually about a little over a week after I did the initial cut, and I'm standing on the outside of this area, and you can see there's a dead buckthorn right there going up and down right there. Look at all these good natives. So I got nannyberry all the way around the edge of this cut, and it's like September 9th, and we've been super dry, so it's actually already drying down. I wouldn't expect that. But I have the nannyberry all the way around here, and by getting those seed trees out of here, this nannyberry is going to explode, because it's another one of those shrubs that does a good job of forming thickets. And that's what I want in here, is I want a thicket of native shrubs. So this is super cool to see no green buckthorn up in the canopy like I did before. Another thing we have for this area that's been bedding is that we got these spruce that were planted probably 20 years ago. So they're acting as a natural screen for this bedding area, making it feel even more secure. So it's awesome that we did it 20 years ago. That wasn't the original plan because we weren't thinking that way 20 years ago. But now we can use these spruce to our advantage by enhancing this area right here by getting rid of the buckthorn and making that bedding even stronger, because I love to screen off my bedding areas to make the deer feel more secure. You can see more dead buckthorn right there. So this bedding area is going to loop all the way through there, but I do want this area to blow up as well. And one thing we've done, talking screening and just adding some diversity of cover. Oh, there goes a deer right there. Bedded right next to the top. Anyway, I think it might have bedded right back down in there. Look like a doe. I'll have to watch the video back. But anyway, to add some diversity of cover, I got the switchgrass right here. So I have multiple different cover types in this area. This is some second year RC Tecumseh. You can see I'm getting great height out of it. It's in an awesome spot. This is just a very quiet bottom right here. We got there's a rifle stand way up on the hill so you can watch down into this, but this will be a spot that just kind of sits quiet. This year I'm working on it to get the buckthorn out. Yeah, we do a bow season in a week, but I'm kind of punting on this area for this year because I want to get it set up that it's holding deer next year, but clearly it's already holding deer. I'm not too worried about bumping that doe, but my main goal is to get the buckthorn completely cleaned up in this area. So I will be coming back in here this fall, even though it's deer season, because I want to get the buckthorn completely out of it so that it's set up and ready to go and we can let it sit quiet next year. But we have the switchgrass right here, and what that does is add a little bit of diversity of cover. It also screens off this bedding down here, because if we get down to a deer's level, actually let's go right where that deer was bedded. Oh, there it goes. Big doe. Cutting right up into the switchgrass. Oh boy, unless that was a different one. Whew, they're all over in here. Anyway, so that first deer, unless that was the same one, but I thought it went back in here. First deer was bedded right here. You can see where that switchgrass is. It adds a screening element even to this spot right here. So this can be a very quiet spot for a deer to hang out. Be nice screening all the way around, actually. I just love this bottom. I think it has so much potential. So that's why I want to do the work this fall to get the buckthorn killed. And I mean, I kill buckthorn in July and August, but fall is the best time to go after it, because once all these leaves drop, that buckthorn is going to be still green, so it's going to be super easy for me to see with the spot sprayer. That's when I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to spot spray all the little stuff, so this area is just ready to rock and roll next year. You see some of these trees are just massive. Check out that. That thing was old. That was a big old buckthorn. Glad to get that thing killed. So here's a really cool native that's in this area. Lots of cool natives, but this one's western snowberry, which is a desirable winter forage for deer. So I like to see it in here. You can see the berries on there. Sometimes if you use the Picture This app and you have bush honeysuckle, it'll pop up as western snowberry. So just a little FYI, but this definitely is western snowberry. And I got a beautiful little thicket of it in here. So it's nice to get the buckthorn out and release stuff like this. I mean, I just got so many cool plants in here. It's just fun to see. Right now I'm starting to get back into that thicket where I was doing some cutting. So here's the reason why I'm coming back here this fall. Look at underneath here. That's pure buckthorn. I need to kill that out of here. Yeah, I don't generally advise working on your properties in the fall, because that's when we're looking to take advantage of all that habitat work we've done. But in this circumstance, this piece is right on the boundary. We don't have, after last year we had a couple of monsters on camera and they both died. So I don't have a monster that I'm hunting this year. And the payoff from taking care of this buckthorn is going to be worth it in the future. So I'd rather do the work now and set this up for really good hunting in the future. And the whole time I've been doing this habitat work, yeah, I'm trying to set up good hunting for myself, but a huge motivator has been setting up good future hunting for the kids. The oldest grandkid is 8, that's my son. But we have a lot of grandkids that are going to be getting to hunting age real soon. So I'd rather do the work now so that when they're able to take the stand, the farm's firing on all cylinders, and you can see this is just thick buckthorn underneath. So I need to get in here with that backpack sprayer and get to work. And it's all natives overhead now. That fireberry hawthorn, the nannyberry. There's some oaks further down. Box elder. Got that snowberry on the edges. I saw some gray dogwood. So all kinds of good stuff. So this year we're going to get to work. We're going to get this little pocket killed out because it's just got, like I said, so much potential. The deer already use it to some degree, but I don't think a mature buck would use this. But I think if we can get the natives really going in here, I think a mature buck would have no problem calling this area home. Oh, I love seeing dead seed trees. Look at this. Oh, that's fun. Cut the seed trees first because we want to stop the bleeding. Now when we come back in here, we can completely eradicate the buckthorn from this area. I used to always say in my videos, 5+ years, those seeds can stay viable in the soil because that was the information that was shared through the DNR. Oh, there goes a grouse. Pretty cool. But that was the information shared through the DNR here in Minnesota. Well, now there was a new study by the U of M that showed after the first year, 97% of the seeds on a buckthorn tree germinate. So there's only 3% left for year 2. So really, if you get your seed trees cut, those seeds don't stay viable in the soil for 5 years like we've always been told. You can completely turn the property around in a couple of years. Now there's always that chance that the birds are going to come in and do a little reseeding if there's buckthorn on the neighbors, but it's still worth it. Even if they reseed a little bit, still worth it to get in here and kill the buckthorn and get those natives going. Look at that awesome oak. Beautiful bur oak. Rained down a ton of acorns. And now this junk is cut out of here. Things are firing on all cylinders. I love it. Look at that. I think the grouse love the down timber too. That's pretty cool. It's about 7 feet away from me right now. And this is why buckthorn sucks. Look at how prolific it is at reseeding. That's all buckthorn. So I'm going to spray this hard this fall, but I'll definitely come in and do a follow-up next year too. I want to make sure that this stuff is dead. When I foliar treat, I do a 5% solution, 95% water. You can add some crop oil in if you want that chemical to stick a little better. I've done both. I don't know if it's really necessary to add the crop oil in, but sometimes I'll throw, you know, if I do 25 ounces of Triclopyr, I might throw in, 12, 13 ounces of crop oil in the tank. But don't know if it's necessary, but if you want to ensure that this stuff dies, that crop oil does help that chemical stick to the plant. Acts as that surfactant. I will put the links to Triclopyr in the comments. I do tend to buy off Amazon. It's $75 a gallon on Amazon, which is kind of, standard as far as what I've found for a price. I mean, you can always try to look and get it for cheaper, but normally if you find it cheaper online, once you have to pay for shipping, it ends up being right around that $75 anyway. So I tend to just order off Amazon. So I'll put that in the description of the video. Yeah, look at it, looking good back here. And look at all those nasty seeds. Gosh, I love seeing it dead. Ugh, garbage. So here's the contrast. This is as far as I got that day. You can see the green over here. That's still buckthorn. stands out like a sore thumb. Whereas on this side, the leaves are brown, except for the oak. But the shrubs are all brown because they're starting to get to that point where they're drying up and the leaves will drop soon. But this buckthorn's going to stay green for quite a while, so there are still seed trees. I got probably a whole nother day of cutting going that way, but this is the bigger part. It's got some depth to it here, so that's where I want to get cleaned up first. And this is where it kind of thins down and it turns more into a tree line, but I will get that cleaned up as well. And I think that buckthorn was a big reason why this big beautiful oak died. It was alive probably 4 or 5 years ago, but the buckthorn really encroached in on it and I think choked it out. Sucks. Actually, the bottom branches are still alive, as you can see. Here's the back line. Like I said, this is right on the property line. There's the property line right there, that fence. I cleaned it up from there on over. It's just a really beautiful bottom that needed some attention, and finally I was able to give it some. You can see the deer bed's back here. It's nice and quiet back here, so that's why they're hanging out here. We're just gonna make it even better, give them better cover, better food. Here's the untreated spot. You can see they got a heck of a deer trail cutting through here. You can see we got all buckthorn, so that is definitely going to get cut and killed. I don't care that it's acting like cover right now. This is not good cover. Don't kid yourself. This is garbage. And as a means of kind of doubling down on this row of spruce here that is screening off my my nice shrubby bottom there, I got switchgrass out here as well. So this is a young stand to switch, but next year, I mean, it's 5 feet tall this year. Next year I expect it to be in that 6-7 foot range and just have that extra layer of screening for this entire bottom. So it should work really well. All right, well, that's all she wrote. So you all take care. God bless.